What's up, everybody? Welcome to another race analysis with Catch Our Vapors. We are at Rock Hill, South Carolina for the fourth round of the MAC race series. Got a field about 18 riders today. Weather is a bit overcast. I think it was a temperature was about 70, 74 degrees. We got a slight wind if you look up at the track map. I am riding solo today. My two teammates are away. They couldn't make this round, so I'm out there with everyone else, trying to strategize by myself, trying to make the moves, trying to get in good position. We are starting the first lap right here, and we're already ramping up the speed. This direction that we're going is the left-hand direction. It is extremely tough. You go downhill and then up a massive uphill that you're seeing right here. Coming around the first lap, we're already having some fun shenanigans. The guy up front is already like, I'm going to call him Mr. Elbows this whole race. Mr. Elbows and pink socks. Gotta love that. He was doing that multiple times during the race in the pack. I believe it may have been his first crit, second crit, but either way, the dude was super strong. So I guess you can do that if you're super strong. You can lay on the bars on your elbows. So coming into what I'm gonna call it Calamity Corner for this one right here. This is where all the action happened, all the fun stuff. We're going into the second lap. Everyone's still getting used to taking this turn right here, and we already get a bunch of people grabbing a handful of brakes, kind of fanning out and everything. So it's a really fast turn. I mean, you go into it around 18 to 21, depending on where you're at in the line, and you kind of hold your line. If a guy wavers or second guesses himself, you're going to have to grab a handful of brake and hope you don't go down. So it's really fun. We're going to have a bunch of highlights of that area today. So right here we're transitioning up this long hill. I think the max percent's 4%. Super long. It goes from 4% down to back down to 0. I think most guys are pulling around average of like 350 to 450 watts, depending on how fast we're going and what the pace is. But it's really taxing. You know, we do this for, I forget how many laps we did. I want to say it was maybe 15 or 16. And if you're not good at climbing and you're not, ready for that punchy crit style of racing, this thing can really get you. If you look over to our left, the guy in the blue right here, he did this a couple times. He would wave his hand and look back and be like, "Hey, I'm taking that spot." Dude, in my opinion, just keep your hand on the handlebars. If you have the gap, take the gap, and then that's it. Don't worry about making friends with people about, "Hey, can I get in that spot?" We're literally, it's the second lap of the race. We shouldn't have to be bumping elbows for this position, especially going on a slow, 15 mile an hour uphill. There's really just no need for that. But yeah, everybody in the field was super good. It was super fun. This direction kind of spreads everybody out a little bit, where we don't get super bunched up and unless it's on that really slow, long uphill. And it makes it for a fun, clean race. This whole section right here after the start and finish line is all downhill with a kind of a false flat coming after this corner. This corner is super fun. You can pedal it all the way through. You can take it extremely fast. And then right now, the guys up front are keeping a pretty good pace for the second lap. There's some strong guys up front that normally aren't racing, just like everybody else. Race numbers are low, the events that are happening are scattered, and so you're getting a bunch of random people that maybe do fondos or do more road racing or mountain bike racing, and they just don't have enough events, so they want to come try crit racing. Right here is pretty cool. We have another Calamity Corner event. My buddy Steven up here, pedal strikes. We're about to analyze it right here. I'll show you. We'll point him out. He's up in the red kit with the white helmet. Cause everybody to check up. So here he is, white helmet, red, going in this corner, and just you just got to angle it in hard enough and just pedal strikes right there. Luckily, it didn't go down. I gave him crap later in the race. It was pretty funny. We were laughing about it. He did the same thing in the previous race, and the footage from that was crazy. He like bucked it really hard and saved it. Super cool. But no, that just lets you know, like, that Calamity turn is super fun, and if you're not used to it, you know, we're gonna have issues. So again, this is Cat 4.5, and you know, a lot of these guys, and including myself, we're out here learning, honing our skills technically, and in that turn, we can't come out and practice this course in the direction we're doing it right now on a daily basis. So since it's like downhill and kind of off axis a little bit, you know, you've got to take it a couple times to get used to where you want to go on it. We jumped ahead a little bit, but coming on our third lap right here. Here's Steven. We're kind of back in the pack. I hung out in the back of the pack the majority of the race. I was really trying to conserve my energy because that hill takes so much out of me. I just don't have that punchy fitness right now, and it's definitely something I need to work on. But we're coming back through the turn again. I feel like this is just deja vu. If you look ahead, people are just grabbing brakes. That wasn't too bad right there either. But if you look way ahead, you've got two guys. It's our first attack of the race. It's a two-man breakaway. They attacked actually on the uphill, going through that section. It's really tough to attack on the uphill, and they kind of stuck out there, and they're probably 3 to 4 seconds ahead right now. We end up bringing it back right here on this hill. They slow up, and we all come back together, and it doesn't stick.
Is that you?
You hear me chatting over here with Steven about his pedal strike. Super fun race, had no issues me fitness wise, mechanically. I just don't essentially have what it takes to kind of hang out with some of these guys on the tail end of this race, and we'll see that in a little bit coming up. But you've got these long stretches. This is a great example of how just long this uphill is, and that can really just take it out of you, especially if guys want to punch it up and do like a 21, 22 mile an hour up this thing. I mean, for me, that's just, I'm kind of on my limit right there. My heart rate was up there the majority of this race anyways. I'm in the 180s right now, and my max heart rate is normally, depending on where my fitness is probably around like 198, 199, so it's up there a lot. But where I lack is a lot of the power to sustain that. So my heart rate could be in a good zone, but my legs physically just don't have the power, and I'm cooked to maintain these back-to-back 350, 400 watt long climb efforts. Just want to give a shout out. Thanks to my girlfriend for getting all this B-roll footage that we have from the sidelines and stuff like that. She got a ton of good footage, and we'll see that throughout the video. It really helps them get a cool perspective and a different angle during the race, and kind of adds some more action to the footage. Since I don't have a back cam, you know, having some B-roll footage, having someone there to film is super important, and then also to be able to get the finish sprint. Since everyone's so spread out all the time, it can be hard to do that, and you may not find somebody or a friend there that has that footage. Coming back through Calamity Corner, I believe right here we have yeah, there you go, Mr. Elbows, pink socks. I don't know if the guy in front of him hit his brakes and then caused him to check up as well, but there's another just example of, like, you got to really take that corner wide and do it's kind of like a late apex. It was really will get you that momentum out of there. We're jumping ahead in the action a little bit. We're coming up on the second attack of the day right here. So coming through Calamity Corner a little bit.
Come on, Jason.
Speed's picking up a little bit. Jason's over here on the left, weed eating. He probably picked up that skill from me from the last race, kind of mowing down some grass a little bit. But no, check out this guy right here coming through on my right-hand side. He's got the blue shoes on, Oakley helmet. We'll call them Smurf shoes for this video. But he initiates the second attack of the race, and we're about just under halfway through the crit, and he actually gets a good solid break, and it lasts for a while. It does not stick, but he punches it right here going on this uphill as soon as everyone kind of settles in and lets up, and that's a great place to attack if you've got the horsepower to do that. Me personally, I saw him do that, and I just kind of let him go. I'm just not there physically fit enough to, to be there and be able to attack with him. If I was probably more fit, that would probably be a good time to try and do like a 2-man, 3-man attack right there and try and see if something will stick. But you never know. Right now, me and some of the other teammates, we're really trying to maintain our fitness and just finish these races with the main group or just off that group, and try to compete for the sprint at the end. So we're going to jump ahead in the action again. Coming up on the tail end of this race, we got some fun footage right here. This is a great angle of that left-hand turn right after the start-finish line. So we're 13 miles in. We're probably 12 laps into the race currently. Again, you know where we're at, Calamity Corner. What is the scenario this time? Okay, boom. We've got a rider down on the far right inside. We'll replay that back for you and walk through it. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice the lead rider off the front. He actually pedal strikes, frees the frame, boom, pedal strikes, and unfortunately bad luck. Who is it? It's Mr. Elbows, pink socks. He pedal strikes through that corner. Luckily he was okay. He was fine. His bike was good, and I think he ended up racing another cat after that. But that just lets you know, you really got to take that corner correct, and if you flinch or make a mistake, it can come back and bite you. So right here, look up, boom, blue Smurf shoes on the left. 2 guys attack. This is actually 5 laps to go. This is the move of the race, in my opinion. This is where the speed really ramps up. If you look ahead on the screen, it is a 3 to 4-ish rider breakaway, and we're all trying to be in our P's and Q's right here and catch up to it, because we know we're on the tail end, and this is where we need to put all our money in the basket and do this attack. But no, they've got it. They've stuck it hard. The field's getting spread out. I'm kind of panicking a little bit. I'm going to get back on Colin's wheel right here in the pink Allay. You got Jason up here on his left. Steven just pulled off. He's changing off pulls, and in front of Colin up here in the pink Allay, you've got Josh. Josh is doing a pull right now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them out front on the breakaway. They're all kind of scattered a little bit, but we're really, really worried and threatened by this, and we're going to try and break it up. Coming up on 4 laps to go right here. I talked to Jason, talked to Jock. Boom, they're like, no, I don't have it. Colin already went, and I was behind Jason right there, so that kind of put me at a disadvantage. So now I've got a big gap, and I've got to try and go catch Colin. I'm not sure how many riders are behind me. I want to say maybe it's about 4, maybe 5. Obviously, it's at least 2. Jason and Josh are just behind me. But I'm doing a mega pull right here for me personally, trying to catch up to Colin. Luckily, it's all slightly downhill, but I know up front those guys are all trying to group up together and make this late race attack and move the race stick. They're trying to make that hold. Coming into Calamity Corner right here, trying to go cooking, 25 mile an hour. Let's see what I slowed down to. 23, yeah, that is, for me, that was definitely the fastest turn, fastest corner of the race right there. Head down, trying really, really hard. Here comes a younger rider past me. I wish we could all just communicate a little bit better. We're definitely obviously we're all tired. If we would communicate a little bit better, maybe stay in each other's draft, we could have saved some energy and caught them a little more efficiently. But right here, we all group up, coming up the uphill transition. There's still, I believe it's 3 riders out. There goes a junior rider on the right. He was weed eating some grass as well. But this is it for me. Colin's standing up, pumping hard. So is his younger rider right here, pumping hard. Up the crux of the hill, sits back down. I am pretty cooked right now. I'm just under 190 beats per minute, and my legs are on fire. It's more about the power for me right now, not having it in the saddle. And I'm up, standing up. There goes a super rider on the left. Guy's super fit. I think he does bridge across. If you look way ahead, up at the stadium lights, 1, 2, 3. I'm counting 3, then Colin, then the super rider. Here goes Josh right here. I'm hoping Josh can pull me to victory so we can catch back up to these guys. It looks like we do. Josh is just doing a mega pull right here, trying to keep it going. And I'm doing everything I can just to stay on his wheel, so if I have to get up and do another pull, I'm just cooked. Yeah, and all we're trying to do right now is just close this gap and just get it in, and so we can get a hold of that draft, and I can just not hang on, not keep it going. But I give props to those guys that did that break right there with 4 to go. Here goes Josh. He's done. He's up. He's cooked. I don't think he was feeling super hot today, but I give him props for giving me a little bit of a pull for a while. Here I go again. Boom. Trying to do a pull myself, trying to bridge this, trying to close this gap, doing everything I can because I know as soon as I can catch a wheel, I'll be so much happier. I'm grunting. I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a bad spot right now. Got one more corner. Here goes Home Dogs. Here's a couple more guys that were behind me. And if I would have been smarter, I should have looked behind myself and seen how many riders were on my tail, and we could have done pulls. Instead, I never even looked behind me to see who could have helped me or who could have shared that workload on doing those pulls. If we've done, short 30-second, 15-second pulls, something like that, maybe I would have been in a better spot to bridge and maintain the group as well if and when we did bridge. Coming up on 3 laps to go. Excuse me, we are on the 3rd lap. We do get back right here, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 6 riders on a line, working great. And then I think all of a sudden, we just fan out when we hit this upper corner. There goes Colin. He drops off. He did his pull. He's rotating back through. Got the super rider, and I don't know who's up on the front doing their pull right now. And I'm up out of the saddle. I'm doing everything I can right now to try and stay on and stay with these guys, and it just doesn't happen. So that's the end of the race for me. Got dropped with right at 2 to go, and we've got the footage of the finish line sprint for you guys. A couple of these riders did bridge up and did catch that group of 3 that had the breakaway. And then you can see Colin way up the road right now. So let's cut over to that footage and we'll show you what happens, man. I hate this direction. It's so hard for me. All right, here we go. We got the long sweeping turn. Thanks again to Amanda for getting this footage. 3 rider sprint right here. So let's see who it is. If I'm not mistaken, the guy in there's a Trek. There's the guy that was in our group, and then there's Smurf Shoes coming in 3rd. So great job for those guys. Here comes Colin, wrapping up 5th, and a couple other riders. So great job. All right, guys, that's another round. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you were in the race. We'll see you next time.